Hello, fellow explorers. You're facing a choice. What do you need to know about this choice that you're up against? And yes or no, should you go forward with it, or should you wait for another path to emerge and take that one instead? Step into this pick a card reading to see if yes, you should go forward, or no, you should wait back, and we'll find out. Let's go ahead and jump in right now. Hello, fellow explorers. Welcome to the Mystic Lemur. My name is Rita, and I'm delighted to be your guide through the messages in this Pick a Card tarot reading. So for this Pick a Card, we are looking at whether or not, yes or no, you should go forward with this choice that you're being faced with. So what we have is we'll look at what's the context, how are you showing up into this situation where you're being asked to make a choice, and what are the energies that are supporting you, what's the sort of the context that's around you, and straight up yes or no, is this something that you should go forward with right now? Or is it something that you should hang on, wait a bit, let something else manifest first before you step into it? So for this pick a card, we have 4 piles. We have pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. That's pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. So first, to get us into this space where we can really begin to get into the mindset that will enable us to get all of the messages that are being offered through these tarot readings, I invite you to think deeply upon that situation that you're in, that choice that you're being offered, and that sort of yes or no, should I go forward or should I hang back? So really bring that situation to mind, think very detailed about it, really bring up the feelings as well as the details and the sort of factual elements of what's going on. And how does this situation make you feel? How does the option of going forward or not going forward make you feel? And really get that sense deep within your being. And we'll go ahead and begin to settle into our intuitive sense to let those deeper knowings, that inner being, shine forth to help us get all of the messages that are present in this reading. So I'll invite you first to find your comfortable seated position. Again, keeping those feelings of what this choice presented to you is offering you in the shining through in the heart. Let's go ahead and find that comfortable seated position, somewhere seated either onto a chair or onto the floor, anywhere where you can begin to get the sense of rooting into the earth, feeling, almost imagining as if there are actual roots growing out of your feet, your legs, your sits bones, deep down into Mother Earth, grounding down, pulling into the supportive energy of Earth beneath you, and bringing that energy up through those roots, up through your stacked spine, out through the crown of your head, and coming into that shining heart center, opening up that heart space. We'll take 3 deep mindful breaths to help us really begin to step into that intuitive knowing. So taking the first deep belly breath in and exhaling out. Deep belly breath in and exhaling out. Inhale and exhale to release. So keeping that choice, that context, that feeling of that choice in your mind, zeroing in, honing in on the pile that's speaking to you. It could be that there's more than one question you'd like to ask, more than one pile that's speaking to you. I would encourage you to pick just one pile per question, but you can always pause the video here if you need a few more moments to zero in, and we'll go ahead and jump into pile number 1. All right, pile number 1. What is going on with this choice that you're faced with, and should you go forward or should you hang back? So we'll first have a look at what's going on for you. You are in a space of having to develop your discernment here. You are being asked to judge something, and it could be that there are some hidden factors here that you haven't quite taken into account, or there's some part of your subconscious that's giving you like spidey sense feelings about this. So it could be directing you to pick a card selection why or what is going on. And your burden here, the thing that's blocking you right now is the Knave of Wands in reverse. So upright, the Knave of Wands or the Page of Wands is a new direction in your energy, or sort of a new beginning in the way that your energy is being used, or a new way in that your spirit is being applied. And as it's coming up in reverse, it could be that you're in a place where you're not quite ready to open that up yet. So this is a thing that's sort of blocking you at the moment. So the observable factors that are here to support you, we have the Knave of Chalices in reverse. So the Page of Cups upright is, again, speaking of a new direction in your emotional body, but this is turned in reverse. So that would possibly indicate that your emotional sense or your emotional state of being is, again, trying to take on a new direction, but it's this direction is happening more internally than externally. So this is something that maybe you're observing, that your emotional states are quite turbulent. They're beginning to turn into a new direction, which is also a part of this new direction that your energy is also taking. So this could be that you're beginning to completely reevaluate the way that you've been applying your energies, and this is becoming more apparent in your emotional states. There could be some new emerging turbulence in your emotions that's also possibly part of what's giving you these spidey senses about whatever it is that you're being asked to choose. And the subconscious unseen factors, we have the High Priestess. So this, again, could be something to do with the High Priestess. We have both the yin and the yang, so this sort of apparent duality is being unified by this High Priestess, who is the conduit between these two polarities, and she does this through her intuition. So again, the unseen, the subconscious, is asking you to bring together these things that are apparently in contradiction, and this sense of contradiction might be part of what's giving you this sense of like you want to take this new direction, but it's not quite ready yet. And so your intuition is asking you to think a bit more complexly about what appears to be opposites, because the opposites may actually be part of the same thing. And the context that we have supporting you, we have the Six of Swords. So you are in a space where you're looking to go from this turbulence that may be giving you this sense of you want this new direction. So you're going into this space where you are going towards a more stable position for yourself. And the outcome that you have for this particular choice is the King of Pentacles. So coming up to being a provider, and so really stepping up into your full mature ability to bring your your energetic forces into your physical life. And so just straight up, what do we say? Should you go forward with whatever it is that you're being asked to choose or not? We have Six of Wands upright, so that's an upright card. We'd say yes, you are likely to be victorious in whatever it is that you are being asked to choose, and so now is the time to act. All right, group number 1, and we have some words of wisdom from the flowers to share with you. Breathe, calm, rest, stop, and just be. So you are encouraged. This reading is saying that you're moving towards calmness. So there's some turbulence that if you make this choice, you're likely to step out of, and you are also being asked to do so in a way that is calm. So if this is something that is giving you this sense of emotional turbulence, you're not sort of wanting to take this new direction with your energy, do so in a way that is based in a space of calmness. So if the decision that you're being asked to do is to remove yourself from a situation, then you are being encouraged to do that. You will be victorious, especially if this is about taking a new direction in how you're using your energy, a new direction in how you're manifesting your physical abundance. You are encouraged to go forward with following your intuition here. Your intuition is guiding you. Don't distrust your emotions. It's leading you in the right path towards being more calm. All right. And we also have some words of healing wisdom for you, group number 1. We have work daily towards improving your mental health. Sorry, it's hard to read here. We have work daily towards improving your mental health. Right. So if this is something that's about how you're expressing your energy, if it's because something in your immediate environment, especially if this is like a work-related situation that you are thinking about changing the way that you're presenting yourself in the outer world, focus in on getting back into a space of mental clarity and calmness. So this could be an indication that meditation could be a good practice for you. Yoga is also another practice that includes breath work and some work towards meditation that can get your body moving as well as get your mind into your body, which could help if your mind is sort of out of whack with your energy and with your emotions, getting that mind back from a space of turbulence to calmness. All right, group number 1, these are our messages for you. Good luck in whatever choice it is that you're making. It seems like go ahead is here for you. And I'd love to know more about whatever the context is that this brought you to this reading and how this resonated for you. Please let me know in the comments down below. And if this resonated for you, you might like to give this video a like. And if it really hit your vibe, you might also like to give this channel a subscribe and maybe even hit that bell notification so that you can keep up to date with how this channel continues to evolve. Thank you so much, group number 1. Moving on to group number 2. All right, group number 2. Group number 2. You're making a choice. You're faced with a choice. Yes or no, should you go forward? So first, let's see, what's the context? How are you showing up into this situation? You are seated in the space of being the magician. So the magician is a card all about being the master of creating your own reality, and especially in a way that is very masculine, very outward facing. So this is an expert who brings together all elements of his being, and the masculinity part of this is that it's, again, very agentic, very outward facing. So we get this yellow here, which is speaking of the solar energy of the body, of outward projection of the willpower, the force of will that is producing this physical reality, this expressed material reality that that you are living in. So what's blocking you here? What's the sort of challenge in this particular situation? We have Justice in reverse. So Justice is a card, again, another major arcana card that is all about balance and especially balancing out karma. So in reverse here, it could be that you have some negative karma that is blocking you from pulling out what you have been intending out of the situation. Or it could be that this situation is inviting you to release some karma that has been otherwise blocking you. So there have been issues in the way that you've possibly made your choices up until now in this particular life, or if you happen to hold that belief possibly in another life, that is coming up to affect the way that you are being asked to make this choice at this time. So what are the visible seen factors that are around you right now? We have the Knight of Swords in reverse. So the Knight of Swords, this is ruled predominantly by the element of air. So your mind is definitely present, and it's in a place where it's meant to be serving you rather than you're serving it. But again, in a reverse, this might be that your mind is sort of running away with you. So again, the Knight is very active and out to serve the king and queen of the suit. But if it's in reverse, it might be that you're being ruled by your mind rather than ruling it. So this could especially be true if you are overly analytical, if you are questioning in a way that is leading you to second guess yourself in a way that makes it hard for you to hear that inner being, hear that inner voice. especially if this is to do with negative self-talk. That can be very detrimental, and particularly if you're sitting in some limiting beliefs that would prevent you from doing more of the receiving rather than the pushing, because the magician is definitely, again, very active in the way that he brings about his world. So it could be that you are using your mind a bit more than you need to. And then the unseen forces that are present for you, we have the Emperor. So tons of masculine energy in this particular reading. The Emperor is yet another major arcana card, and here this is ruled by Aries, so divine masculine energy, and very, again, aggressive, agentic, going forth and doing what he deems right, and in a way that is judicious, but also quite stern. So it could also be the context of when this reading is being done is in Capricorn season, and Capricorn season is a lot about maturity, leveling up. So it could be that you are being asked to be very active in the way that you are maturing yourself. So bringing this mind to a more directed place that is honing in on specifically what it is that you want, and not letting it be more scattered, letting you be the driver of your thoughts rather than your thoughts being the driver of you. And for the context that you're sitting in, we have 9 of Pentacles in reverse. So 9 of Pentacles upright, we have this lady looking out over her domain, and she's near the completion of her cycle in however she's producing her physical reality. But in reverse, this might indicate that you are in a place where you're trying to complete the cycle, but it's either not quite ready to be completed, or that you are blocking it in some way. And it could also be that you are in a space where you need to go back a step and go back to that 8 of Pentacles energy, which is much more about letting the process unfold as it is presenting itself to you. And we have the outcome for this choice if you go forward with it. So the outcome that you're currently sitting in, the immediate context right here, we have 8 of Chalices. So this is suggesting that whatever it is that you're going for, you're going to be asked to move away from something that is no longer serving you. So straight up, yes or no, should you go forward right now, or should you wait for something else to emerge? What's going on for you, group number 2? We have the 10 of Wands in reverse. So as this is coming up in reverse, that suggests no. No, because you'd be taking on too much. 10 of Wands is a card that's about too much activity in the energetic domain. So you're possibly still being asked to let go of something that is no longer serving you. And if you are going forward with what you wanted to do, that would put you in a space where you would be overexerting yourself, and it would be preventing you from getting in this space where your mind is more serving you, and it would be preventing you from getting in this space where you can level up and really revel in the part of the journey that you are in right now. So it could be that you are lacking in your ability to be satisfied with where you are right now. That's a key component of the manifestation process, is you need to have contentment with where you are right now. Really look with deep appreciation and gratitude for exactly how you are right now, and not try to jump ahead, not try to make things happen before they're ready. Because if you do, you'll be overexerting yourself. And we have some words of wisdom from the flowers for you, group number 2. We have Bird of Paradise, self-acceptance. You are so much more, right? So if this is to do with some limiting beliefs about whether you're good enough or whether you can be satisfied with your current situation, with who you are as you are, that could be a great way of you getting to this point where you could get to be able to step forward, letting go of this thing that isn't serving you, and preventing yourself from overexerting yourself, preventing yourself from getting into a space of burnout. And we have the words of wisdom for you, group number 2, words of healing wisdom. That's this lightning bolt at the back. Avoid hateful thoughts. Interesting. As they are just as hurtful as physically striking someone. Yeah, so if your mind is out of whack, and if your mind is being overly aggressive to yourself or to other people, get that in line. And starting with self-acceptance, because a lot of the times when we are hateful towards others, what we see in other people is actually just a reflection of ourselves. So that thing that we dislike in someone else is because it's present in us and we aren't ready to accept it. So the way to get to where you want to be so that you can make this choice is going to be letting go of those hateful thoughts or those things that you don't accept about yourself. So this could be an indication that to get to where you want to go, you need to do a little bit of, maybe do a little bit of shadow work and just sitting with yourself and really sitting in a space of open-hearted acceptance and noticing when one of those hateful thoughts pops up. Oh, I'm seeing that in someone else. It's because it's actually in me. So what is it in me that is making me show up in this situation in this way, that I am feeling this anger, this Mars anger, Aries fiery energy, Aries in a way that is in its shadow aspect, and causing me to project the thing that I dislike about myself onto this other person. And also being aware that the only person that you can really control is yourself. It's not for you to try to get other people to do things that you deem right, because you don't really know their full story and they don't know really your full story. So your job is to take care of you and do so in a way that is supportive of everyone else, but not in a way that is contingent upon them doing what you deem worthy. So I hope that's making sense to you, group number 2. This could be a big indication that you have some stepping away from a thing that's no longer serving you present for you, and that will help you get to this space of contentment, of acceptance, of self-acceptance. That will help you prevent burnout and get to be this master manifester that you're aiming to be. All right. So that's my advice for you, the messages for you, group number 2. Thank you so much for letting me be your guide through these messages. If this was resonating something for you, I'd really love to know more about it. Please let me know in the comments down below. And if this is also resonating for you in a way that made you feel like you were really vibing with this, maybe give it a like. And if this is really hitting your vibe, you might also like to give this video a subscribe and maybe even hit that bell notification button to keep up to date with the evolution of this channel. Again, thank you so much, group number 2. And we are moving on to group number 3. Group number 3, what choice how are you showing up in this choice that you're being presented with? And yes or no, is now the time to act, or should you wait and allow another path to manifest first? So first, group number 3, how are you showing up in this particular situation that you are being asked to make a choice? You have the King of Wands. So you're in a space where you are completely in control of and a mature expression of how you're using your energy out into the outer world. And what's blocking you right now, you have the Sun in reverse. So the Sun is often a very positive card, but it could be that you are, because you're in this space of being the lord of your domain of your energy, you might also be, this card in reverse speaks of nourishing the inner child, as well as maybe blocking the light from your own ability to see, because this orb of bright light up in the top of this card suggests to me also like sense of source, or the all that is. So it might be that you are looking too much to the immediate reality and not looking past the ultimate reality, and also maybe not taking enough time for play. Is that this inverted sun card, this reversed sun card, might indicate to you that the inner child is asking for a little bit more ease and play. And especially in the Ayurveda theory about people who are predominantly with fire, so this could be an indication that you are a fire sign or you have fire predominant in your chart. Those are in the Ayurveda system known as Pitta. And Pitta, again, are those go-getters, those type A people. And what's really nourishing for Pitta people is to play. So it could be an indication that what's blocking you is that you're not playing enough. All right, so what's the seen part of the situation that is supporting you, the visible energies that you have around that are supporting you? We have the Empress. So yeah, the Empress is the Lakshmi card, the luck, the abundance, the fruitful going forward with your physical abundance especially. So she's ruled by Venus, which is all about luxury and love and romance, and again, being very physically fruitful. So this is both in terms of having a large family, if you're into having lots of children. So it could be if you're looking to become a parent, this is something that is supporting you, or it could be that you're trying to bring more of the good things in life to you. And so she is also indicating that that is in the energies that are supporting you, which could again be part of this, you need to play. If you're trying to make yourself into your biggest boss person, you are being supported in making yourself more able to revel in the nice things in life, the beautiful things. So again, maybe more of that play energy of reveling in the beauty of life, reveling in the sweetness of life. And the unseen factors that are also supporting you here, we have the Fool. So taking a leap of faith. You are supported in jumping into something new with enthusiasm and with somewhat reckless abandon. Like you can be a bit, again, playful about the way that you are stepping forward into whatever this choice, whatever the situation that's presenting you this choice is. What is the context we have? We have Ace of Pentacles in reverse. So this is the root of all physicality. And by the root, it means the root in spirits, the root in the, again, if you're not looking beyond the immediate manifested reality, this is before it even has enough of a physicality to be a proper thought. It's just like this beginning of a new direction, a new cycle in your physical abundance. But in reverse, this could indicate that it is this internal sense of abundance that needs to have this new beginning, or it could be that you are not seeing that you have this context of this new direction that's presented to you. Because again, if you're not focusing on more than what's physically present to you, you might not be seeing that this is being offered to you through spirit. And finally, what is the sort of the situation asking of you right now? What is the sort of outcome that it's asking you to step into that is presenting you with this choice in the first place? We have the World, right? So completion. You are being asked to bring together all aspects into fully stepping up into the next level. This is also a card that is ruled by Saturn, and we're in the historical context of when this reading is being offered is in Capricorn season. So all about that Saturn energy of restriction, but also completion and maturity. So you're being asked to level up in some way. And the way that you're being required to level up is through this coming into more of your maturity, stepping up. So it could, again, if we're in a space where we're trying to become a parent, being more mature in the way that you can be parenting yourself before you're bringing another life into the world, but also being willing to bring together all of the pieces, not just your energy, which is well in hand, but also this lighter side and the unseen as well as the seen. And so straight up, yes or no, should you move forward right now, group number 3, or should you wait for another path to emerge? We have the Lovers in reverse. So that is a no. That is a we need to wait and let something else emerge. So the Lovers is a card that's all about choice. And we have sort of the experience here in the card that's being told in this deck is we have a man and a woman and another woman who seems to be sort of forming a love triangle. So these two appear to be a pair and are having some kind of argument because this person might be coming in as interceding into their relationship. And so if you're in a space where you're in a romantic relationship and you're having some kind of difficulty in it because someone else is trying to insert themselves into this relationship. This card also reminds me of the Dolly Parton song Jolene, because we have auburn hair, ivory skin, emerald green, and what's really beautiful about that song is because it's about loving this person who's your rival. So if you listen to the lyrics of similar songs, and there's a really great podcast in Dolly Parton's America about this song that just like really hit my vibe. I would highly recommend it. But it is all about how this genre of song about like the other woman is usually much more combative, but the one that's really special about Jolene is that she is not saying that you're horrible and, you know, I'm gonna go beat you up. She's more like, you're beautiful. You can have anyone you want. Why not just let me keep my man? So loving into this sense of conflict. So that's another thing that this choice might be offering to you, is if you're in a space of conflict with a romantic partner or some other sort of partnership in your life, loving into whatever is being presented to you instead of hitting it with more force. Don't use so much of your fire, use more of your love. And again, in reverse, that's saying that now is not the time to act. Now is the time to wait for something else to emerge. And again, one insight into how you can be best able to meet this waiting phase, this watchful waiting phase, is to love into the situation. So some words of wisdom for you, group number 3, we have cactus flower, endurance, hold on, you can do this. Yep, so if you're feeling like you want to jump, you are being supported in taking a leap of faith, but it doesn't need to be a leap of faith to cut things completely. You are in a space where you can hold the faith, you can keep going. Again, this leap of faith is a leap in faith. So if this is a situation of some kind of infidelity, you are always the best judge of what is right for you at this time, but do so in a way that you can trust who you are. You can trust your own choices. You can do this. You can do this. You can make it through this situation. And then words of healing wisdom for you, group number 3. Let love be your motivation for action. Absolutely. So in this choice, you may have come into this question with this motivation of anger, of hurt, of betrayal, and those are very valid feelings to feel. But the way to step forward with this is not by acting on that anger or acting on those negative, lower vibrational emotions, but acting on love. Love will lead you to the right answer. Love into this, and you'll get there. You can do this. Hold on. Hold on. Love into it. You can do this. Yeah, you can do it. All right, group number 3. I hope this resonated with you. Please let me know in the comments down below if this hit you in any particular way. Also, if you've listened to Dolly Parton's America and loved it as much as I do, I'd really love to hear more about that. Let me know in the comments below how this resonated for you. If this was also hitting your vibe, you might like to give this video a like. And if this is really hitting your vibe, you know this is completely your thing, you might like to give this video a subscribe and maybe even hit that bell notification button to keep up to date with the evolution of this channel. Thank you so much, group number 3. Moving on to group number 4. Group number 4. You're being faced with a choice, group number 4. What is your best option? How are you showing up in this situation that's presenting you with this choice? And yes or no, should you go forward? Or should you wait for another path to emerge to you? So first, how are you showing up in this situation, group number 4? We have the 7 of Swords in reverse. Okay, interesting. So 7 of Swords, this is a card all about strategy, also a card that indicates deception. The Swords suit in the deck is about the mind, and it's in the 7th position in this the suit. It is indicating the path towards becoming more conscious than unconscious. So it's not quite fully to the point where it's out in the forefront, but it's sort of like the desires that you are experiencing in the world that you're living in right now. And it being in reverse, this could indicate that the situation that you're in a space where you could be deceiving yourself. So there could be some self-deception happening here. Or it could be that there's something that you're trying to strategically avoid looking at. This could be the ego operating for you right now. What is the block that you have right now, group number 4? We have strength. So you're being blocked by your own strength. It's very interesting. So what we have here is this lovely lady riding this lion. She's evocative of the Hindu goddess Durga. And Durga is all about that strict, stern Mother Nature energy. So she's a motherly figure. She's part of the divine feminine, but she can be kind of scary because she's that purging force of Mother Nature. Don't mess with Mother Nature. So it could be that because you might be trying to be strategic in a way that is a little bit deceptive, or if you were deceiving yourself, Durga is stepping forward for you here and saying, that is not for you. We're not going to do that. And so she's blocking you from doing this thing. And we've also got a lot of purple in this particular card. So it could also be part of insight that's coming forward. So some third eye energy here that you're being asked to take more insight. And this insight is what's sort of giving you these reservations about whether you should move forward with this or not. What are the observed seen forces that are at play for you, supporting this particular situation for you? Group number 4, we have Two of Pentacles. So you are in a space where you are supported by balance in your physical experience. So the way that things are coming into your life, into the physical plane of your life, is helping you to get into this space of balance. And what are the unseen factors that are supporting you right now? Group number 4, we have the Three of Pentacles, but in reverse. So a Three of Pentacles is a card that's all about creation and creativity and being very co-productive in the way that you're creating. So in this particular deck, there's less about that co-creation, less about that cooperation than there is in the traditional Rider-Waite, but it's a lot about speaking your truth. So in reverse, what's unseen is that you might be, again, deceiving yourself. You're not looking at that truth about what you are creating or how you are experiencing the creations that you are bringing into your life. Maybe you are trying to blame your experience on someone else, or you're just not taking full responsibility for your experience. And that is asking, having Durga step forward here for you and be like, that's not for you. No more of that. And then, so what is the immediate context that we have for you? We have the Two of Wands in reverse. The Two of Wands, again, is about the way that your energy is coming forth into the physical, the experience that you have in a conscious level. So this is also a card that's all about planning. And so what's in the background here is that it might be that there's some more internal planning that needs to be done, or also because you have this imagery of this man who's looking into this orb, this crystal ball. It could be, I often read this as sort of like a scrying or a divination, so it could be that you need to do some more looking into your inner aspect. So again, if there's some self-deception happening here, if you're not living with your truth, this might be part of what's going on in the context for you. And the outcome that you are being asked to step into with this situation that's presenting you this choice, group number 4, we have Death in reverse. So Death upright is all about transformation, all about moving into letting go of the old and bringing in the new. And again, it's one of the potentially more scary cards in the deck, but I happen to see this as a very positive card because it's all about transformation. So in reverse, it may be suggesting that there's an inner transformation that needs to happen, or that you might be trying to leave too much behind. Again, if you're trying to not live, maybe you're trying to reject your own truth. That might be something that you're being asked to step into, or again, that sort of inner transformation or the breakthrough that you can be stepping through into this situation is by allowing this transformation, embracing this transformation. So straight up, group number 4, yes or no, should you step forward with this choice right now, or should you wait for another path to emerge to you? We have 9 of Chalices upright. So it's upright, which is saying yes. If you're being asked to do this right now, go for it. You are supported by this reading. So the 9 of Chalices is all about having a full abundance of your emotional reality. Your emotions are fully expressed. You're expressing your emotions well. So maybe you're being asked to actually express yourself more, and that's what's giving you this sense of like I don't know if I want to do this. So you're supported in doing that. And it's also, this card reminds me of being a little bit more like taking more of your emotions for yourself. So you have this fine looking gentleman who's in this fancy house with these beautiful cups all on display. And so he's sort of like, it looks to me like gathering or collecting these cups. And so it might be also an indication if you're overexerting your energy emotionally with someone else, you are being invited to be a bit more conscientious about how you direct that, so you can fill your own cup, keep your own energies to yourself, and not try to expend them on everyone else, which could be helped if you are stepping into this truth and letting go of this thing that you might be being strategic about or trying to deceive yourself about. All right, some words of wisdom from the flowers for group number 4. We have the pitcher plant insight. Yeah, like I was saying with that that crown, that third eye energy with all this purple here. The answers are there for those who look. So we have this scrying as well. So take a look to your inner aspect, group number 4. Listen into your inner being. Listen into that inner truth. It's here to help you. And some words of healing wisdom for you, group number 4. We have, I'll show you the back of the card as well. Sort of like moody, misty mountains energy. We have take 5 or more minutes to concentrate on a divine feeling or a higher thought, doing your best to block out all of their distractions. So this is an invitation to meditate, and especially to meditate by cultivating those feelings of positivity within yourself. So this is an exercise that you can do to help you generate positive emotions and sort of pump yourself up into a higher vibrational state, regardless of the context. So if you're in a space where you're being a bit more reactive rather than making your own experience. So again, if you're in a space of blaming someone else for what you're experiencing rather than taking responsibility for your experience, this is an exercise that can help you get to like manufacturing these more positive, high vibrational feelings from scratch. So it doesn't matter what your context is. You can still choose to be a high in your state of high vibrational well-being. You can still choose to be happy. You can still choose to be aware of the abundance that you already have. You can always choose to look at the positive rather than the negative, because you are able to separate yourself from what you're immediately observing. And again, step into taking full responsibility for what you have created, taking full responsibility for your truth, and being fully true with yourself about who and how you've been in this situation that's led you to have this choice to make. All right, group number 4, I hope that resonated for you. I hope that was making some sense. If you would like to let me know in the comments down below what's sort of pinging for you from this reading, I'd love to hear about it. And if this was beginning to really resonate for you, you might like to give this video a like. And if this is really hitting your vibe, you might also like to give this channel a subscribe and maybe even hit that bell notification button to keep up to date with the evolution of this channel. Thank you so much, group number 4, for letting me be your guide through these messages. As always, you are the best judge of what is right for you at any given time. So I do hope that you were able to find some insight and some ability to make your choices going forward from the offering of these messages. I do also hope to see you again very soon. But as always, until then, please go in peace to love and to serve. Namaste.